Welcome to video about AI overview paper. And yes, so we will, so this paper is 8 to 10 pages long, as you can see over here. I'm just trying to get this. So 8 to 10 pages. So this is a team activity. And I don't want to give you too many instructions for this, as I want to see your creativity. But let me just give you some ideas to what you're expected to do in this paper. So this is the structure of the paper. The first part is AI. What is AI? So this could be, wow, something's this is interesting. Anyway, let's get back to, all right. So hopefully this will cooperate now. Okay, that's good. So this is 1 to 2 pages for what is AI. And if you go to this Blackboard and under additional resources, which is under course content, if you go over here, you will see this PowerPoint about AI and leadership. So this is kind of a good template. Don't just copy it, but kind of use it as a template to, kind of get an idea as to what to do for this. So, looking at this, so kind of, have some definitions. What is AI? So write the definition as well as kind of explain it. So there might be more than one definition. That's fine. Whichever definition you relate to, you could use that, or you could use multiple ones. That's fine. And kind of explain it as to what do you really, what is your understanding of AI? So that's like 1 to 2 pages. And then past, present, and future of AI. So this is, kind of like 3 to 4 pages you could use for this. And again, going back to the PowerPoint that I had, here you'll see sort of like, what's happening in AI. And anything before like 2019, you can think of that as the past. And 2019, 20 is like the present, and anything that's happening beyond that would be your future. Okay, so kind of to give you an idea. And so you could talk about the past, present, and future, and you could use like 3 to 4 pages for that. And feel free to use charts and figures and data for that. And your page limit is 8 to 10 pages, which doesn't include cover pages, title pages, or references. And also, if you do plan on including too many images, then there is be mindful that make sure that the image is adding to it. Okay, you don't want to include too many. So let's say if you go a little over the 8 to 10 page limit because you had good images, that's fine. But make sure that you're not using the images to pad up the paper. Okay, so you know the difference. So use images that actually support what you're talking about, and kind of is helping you make your point. But if you're including too many and that don't serve purpose, don't include those. Okay? And try to stick to 8 to 10 page limit. Going a little bit over, like 1 or 2 pages over, is fine. But beyond 12, it's way too much. Okay. And again, we are not including the cover page, title page, and the references. Then why is AI important? This part is actually, I want you to focus on, see, if you remember chapter 3, and if you don't, you can go back. So this is your company, all right? The center part. These are competitors. This is industry. And this is the general environment. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 is your company. 2 is competitors. 3 is industry. And 4th is the general environment. So why is AI important? I want you to stick to only this number 4, which is the general environment. And to refresh your memory, the general environment, you remember we use PESTEL framework. So stick to this. Why is AI important? Importance of AI from country's perspective. The country that actually is doing good in AI that can set the standards for AI. And in a way, you could argue that they can sort of, control other countries or have more power over other countries. That there is a big race going on between US and China as to who has more or who develops better AI technology. So stick to this part, the PESTEL framework. So we're not talking about companies or industries. That will be in the next paper. Okay, so when you're talking about importance of AI, think about the PESTEL, this general environment. And look at chapter 3 if you want to refresh your memory about that. So again, this could be 2 to 3 pages. And then the final points recommendation, this is like a page, page and a half, 1 to 2 pages, you could say. All right. So to recap, talk about what is AI, definitions. You could use a few definitions and kind of also write about what is, your understanding of that. Past, present, and future. Good to use some kind of a graphics like this. Don't copy it as is. There are plenty of other places where you can get graphics from. And why is AI important? Then you use this, okay? The general environment, which is the PESTEL for this. Then final recommendations and conclusions and points expected, all right? So make sure if you don't understand something, watch it again, and I'll see you in next video about the other paper. All right. Okay. See you in class.